Copy.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Hope everybody's staying safe, taking care of their mental. I'm your host, Ray, here with the crew, Brandon, Sherm, and Faise. And today we have Kansas legend, Charlotte Hornets Point Guard, Devonte Graham.
They give it to Washington. Graham goes back door. Graham puts up a three. Oh, it's good!
Another guy who hasn't played in quite a few games, but he's Thibault in there as well. On defense there.
It should be frisky. 4 days off. You got a team coming in on their 6 games on a road trip.
They're going to score it, yes! Set a new standard here tonight. Graham, long contested three as he gets it over the arm of the games.
It'll wear you out mentally.
Hey! Devonte Graham has tied the franchise record for threes in a game.
What's up, DT, man? How you doing?
Good, my guy. Same old, same old.
That's good. That's good. How's life been since March 11th? Since the season got suspended?
Man, it's been crazy, bro, for real. There's not really too much going on. Structure, used to having a little more structure life. But everybody's safe. Everybody in my circle is staying in the gym, trying to stay in shape. And just keep grinding.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. You the first pro to join us here on Raespodcast, and starting today we're gonna start a tradition from this day forward. Who is the toughest person you had to guard in the NBA?
Toughest person? Oh man, I tell people Lou Will. Lou Will. I think he gave me about 30. He gave me about 30 my rookie. The wheel's so smooth and you know how to score. You get to a foul trouble he make midi sprays. He get to the free throw line and he just do it so easy. It was. I say Lou Will was definitely the hardest person I had to guard.
Was that this year or was that your rookie season?
Nah, that was my rookie. That was my assignment. I remember it in LA. He gave it to me that game. Off the bench.
Yeah, man. We know how Lou is. Lou got the most points. Most points ever off the bench. That's an OG right there.
Right.
Let's take a trip down the memory lane, man. How was life living in Raleigh and playing at Broughton?
Man, I remember like it was yesterday, bro. That was some of the funnest times for me growing up, being from Raleigh. You know how we always rep the 919 and the coaching's there and everybody, all my friends being there, playing against you, all of that, just to whoop up on y'all. I ain't even gonna go there though.
Oh, here you go. Here you go.
Left that part out, Ray. You left that part out.
Nah, take it there. Let's talk about it.
What?
Take it there.
Okay. You brung it up.
Take it there. Talk about it.
You brung it up. So, okay.
Let's take it there.
Your sophomore year, you was on varsity. I was on JV. Now I didn't play against you then. You did your thing though. I didn't play. You went nuts on y'all senior night when you was a sophomore. I give you that now. Junior year, we split. And the game that y'all won, Chase hit that game winner. You remember that?
Yeah, we won.
Yeah. Now, senior year, we split in the regular season, but we beat you on your senior night.
You did. But we went to the state.
No. Before the state championship, the next week you gave us 38. I ain't gonna lie, y'all was up by 50. I'm not gonna lie, y'all eliminated us in the second round. You did your thing and won player of the year. I ain't gonna take that from you. You went crazy on this.
It was good. Those were some good times, bro. High school was definitely some fun, competitive. We always had fun, but we was all whooping up on each other, though, for sure.
Yeah, that was a great time. Tell me about that state championship game. I mean, I watched it on TV, but like the run that you had, right after, because I won the conference. You know what I'm saying? Y'all played against mine, Reggie, if I'm not mistaken, Leesville.
Yeah.
Y'all won the conference, and then after that, y'all just went on a run, and then went to the state championship. Tell me how was that for you?
And that run was crazy. I think that was the first time Braun had been to the state championship game since like 1960. And I was like, it was something crazy like that. So we had the support was OD. Everybody was showing love. We had the pep rally and all of that kind of stuff, man. Like I said, it was just a real good, real fun time. Came up short in the state championship game, but when you look back at it, it was like it's just something that you will never forget. Like to this day, we still got the banners and stuff hanging up at Broad like that. So it was dope for real.
Now in the beginning of that year, I don't know if you remember, you signed to App State.
Yeah.
You signed to App State. I'm texting you. I'm like, bro, why did you sign? I feel like you get, better. And you told me you was like, that's the only offer that you had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So being at the season that you had and you was playing better, of course more offers came. Tell me the process which led you to go to Brewster, and how did Brewster come into play? Like, where did that come from?
Well, I remember that like it was yesterday too. That might have been I committed because like I was playing with guys like Anton Gill, Isaac Copeland, who else was committed?
Hicks.
Hicks. Who you say?
I said Isaiah.
Yeah, a lot of they was all going, but they had committed to like Louisville, UNC. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, I don't really got no offers. Like, but App State, they pursuing me hard. Like they was showing mad love, calling me, and doing all that kind of stuff. I mean, I had like ECU and I think like Western Kentucky, but I just had a real good connection with their coaching staff. And my mom did too. I'm big on family. My mom and, her vibe mean a lot when it comes to stuff like that. So we had took that visit and I had loved it. So I had committed. And I mean, plenty of people was like, yo, you did it way too early. You're better than App State, da-da-da-da. But I'm like, man, I'm going to take it. I want to go to school for free. So that's what I'm going to take that. But then, I started hooping, but I had already signed. So then I had kind of like felt like, maybe I can get something better. So I had asked to be released from my letter of intent, and they had told me no. So technically, I couldn't talk to no other schools. No other schools could talk to me. So it was either go to App State. But once they had told me, like, no, you got to come here. Like, we're not going to let you out of your letter to look at no other schools. I immediately, like, canceled them. Like, I don't want to come here at all. If y'all not going to let me, try to pursue something bigger, because everybody dream of playing in the ACC. You grow up in North Carolina. Like, you dream of that. So, or whatever. Like, I went to Kansas. It wasn't even an ACC. Just a big program. You dream of that. So I had canceled them, and I had to go to Brewster in order to get out of that. So I had to either wait a year and sit out, or I could go to prep school and do like another year of high school. So I just chose that option. And I knew the coach because TJ Warren had went there. So, that going road connection, he knew the coach and then got me in there with him. From there, it was kind of, rest was like history.
Yeah, your Brewster, you had a lot of people on that squad now.
Yeah, we had a squad on Brewster.
Yeah, y'all ain't lose a game?
We lost one game. We lost one game at St. Thomas More. They had a nice little squad too. I think that was our only loss, I believe. We won the prep national championship and everything. Cooking. We was cooking.
I got a question for you, Tay.
Yeah.
How hard was that phone call to the coach, to App State? Since you had built that relationship, you had, moms is feeling it. And I'm just asking, from being in that perspective on the other side, like, how hard was that phone call for you to be like, Coach, bro, because I'm sure he picked the phone, like, my God, what's going on? Like, and you had to hit him with the news.
the bad news. It was hard for me to even tell my mom that. I'm like, man, because I know she want me to go here, but I'm like, I gotta do like what I want to do, what's best for me. I think it's good for me. So she was like, you just gonna have to man up. You gotta call them. And it took me like 2-3 days to really actually do it. When I had told her that I wanted to do it, I was like, man, I can't call today. All right, I'm gonna call today. All right, I can't call today. Oh, like, hey, coach, I don't think I want to come here. I want to know if I can get out of my letter of intent and explore more options. And he was like, huh? Like, what? Like, nah. He was like, I'm going to give you some time to think about that. But then 2-3 days later, I call him back. I'm like, yeah, I think I want to get out of it. He was like, nah. They said what they said. And so it just went from there.
So basically, the coach, he decided he made the decision for you, just by not just to explore your opportunities.
Right. He could have let me out of my letter of intent, and maybe nothing would have happened. You know what I'm saying?
And you go right back.
Once he said, "Oh, like," then it was just like I ain't like that about it, but I understood. You know what I'm saying? He wanted me to come, but he had got fired the next year. So either way, I would have been in a bad position because I would have came thinking I was being with this coaching staff, and he would have got fired that year. Then maybe I would have had to transfer to another school or whatever the case may have been. But it was no hard blood from my side, so it ended up working out how it was supposed to.
So once he got fired, I know you was Brewster excited.
Yeah. That whole year, that was my hardest year of basketball ever, bro. Like, because I couldn't talk to no coaches. Like, the coach, Kansas and all these other schools are calling Brewster's coach, and he would just call me and be like, "Hey, bro, Kansas called today," or Nebraska called today, or whoever. You know what I'm saying? But they couldn't say nothing to me because I was technically signed with App State. Like, so it's tampering if they try to talk to me or whatever the case may be, because I had already signed that contract. So the day he got fired, I think like they had signed a coach like a week after that, and that coach came in. He let me out of that contract. So that day he let me out of the contract, man, I probably had like 20 different colleges called my phone that same day. It was the craziest thing ever. I was getting a haircut when I found out that I had got out of my letter of intent, and my phone just started buzzing like boom, 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 boom. I was like, oh man.
So basically, the buzz was already there. You just didn't know it.
Right. No. I knew, but I just didn't. I couldn't talk to coaches, so it was like once they knew that I was released, they could call me. So it was like they all called at one time.
Yeah, that letter of intent is good for a year, so that's why you get it. They got a year hold on you. I get it.
Yeah. So it was either sit out a year or I could go play at Brewster. So I wasn't gonna sit out and just be chilling, working out.
Yeah.
So after all that, you ended up playing for Kansas University, 4 years strong. How was that like to get that call from Bill Self? You talk to him, and campus life at Kansas, like, that's big time right there. Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk. That's I'm biased, obviously, but that's the best college like to play at, hands down. Like, I done played at Kentucky. I haven't played at Duke, but it's so small. UNC's top, obviously, but like the crowd, the fans, like everything about Kansas is just, it's crazy. It's in the middle of nowhere. People be like, man, it can't be nothing to do out there, but like it's a lot to do out there, and you would love it if you ever came to a game. Like, just to experience a game out there is crazy, man. I remember Coach Self came to Brewster as soon as I got released, like a week after that. He like, we got to get you on a visit, like ASAP. Like, I'm like sitting there like, bro, this is Bill Self. Like, you know what I mean? You see these TV, like, damn, like, I got to go to here. I got to go see what I got to take a visit at least. But, nah, yeah, it was crazy, bro.
You got a lot of memorable moments at Kansas, bro. A lot of them. I mean, we could talk about Duke, when you beat them to go to the Final Four, that tough layup you hit on Texas Tech, your rivals against West Virginia. It's a whole lot, but what is your most memorable moment playing at Kansas?
Yeah, I watched that. I can't name one. You just named 3 good ones.
I know that's tough.
Hey, I gotta say the four, man, because I don't think people realize how hard it is to go to the Final Four. Like, they think just because you're a Duke or you're Kentucky, you can't automatically Final Four. But like, I went to the Final Four 2 times. Went to the Elite Eight 2 times, but out. So, and you kind of that got to be the top Final Four in front of all them people, and definitely beating Duke to the Final Four. That's the top one.
Bill Self said that he doesn't think anybody impacted the program or the university more than you did. Mm-hmm. How does that make you feel to hear that from a legendary coach?
Those are big shoes too, man.
Say it again.
Those are big shoes. When you got a lot of guys that came to that program. Those are big shoes.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, for sure.
The coach to say that, man, is
right.
Incredible.
That's my guy, man. He kind of made me, he definitely made me the person player I am today. Like, especially like vocally and mentally, just how he like put. I remember it was like my first 2 weeks when I got there. He like, hey bro, you're gonna be the leader of this team. And I'm like, nah, he just saying that, man. Cause we got Frank Mason, we got Wayne Selden, we got Perry Ellis, we got Jamari Trey, like we got guys like that's been here that's like juniors and they gonna be the leading scorers and this and that. So I'm like, he just gassing me. But he was really like, he really had seen something in me that I didn't see. So once he kept talking to me about stuff like that, like I just, I kind of ran with it. I took off and I seen like guys would actually they would follow me, they would listen to me. So I just try to, take what he was telling me and make sure I was making myself better, but also trying to get the team right.
Your senior year, man, every year you progress, and I feel like it's the same thing that's going for you in the NBA too. But like your senior year, that class, going up against Trae Young and them, like, how was that for you? Like being at those guys, like top of the top, I guess, or very talented in the league now, and those rivals.
Yeah. We are competitive. You see all the hype behind guys and stuff like that. But Trae was definitely, he was one of the, I would say, like best productive guys that I've played against, because it was like, I remember one game he had took like 40 shots and Coach Self had did an interview like, it's not impressive. It's impressive that he even got off 40 shots. Like, how do you get off 40 shots in the game?
Yeah,
like, I was like, it's really impressive that he can do that. It take a lot of stamina. He got to be in shape, and he was making shots. So it was like, bro, he's really good, but he also was passing the ball. He was topping assists. So it was like, I kind of watched this game and kind of took stuff from him, but I definitely didn't want to lose to them for sure. Competitive playing against them, it was fun though.
Where was the toughest place to play in the Big 12?
Kansas State, West Virginia.
That's why it was West Virginia.
West Virginia is crazy, but I mean, it's everywhere Kansas went, it was sold out. Like every time, and then we would watch the game next week, and they'd be playing like Texas, and the stadium would be half empty.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely West Virginia, Kansas State. When Buddy Hield was at Oklahoma was rocking. But Kansas is definitely the toughest place to play at, period.
Oh, yeah. Fall game, I can only imagine being out there. It's
Talk about that game your sophomore year. Speaking of Buddy Hield.
Oh, yeah.
3 OTs. How many OTs was it?
Yeah, we went to triple OT.
What was
Triple
that
OT.
game like? Because I know it was draining.
Man, oh my God. Buddy had like 46 against it. Like he was going crazy. Like it was just going back and forth, and it was like they do the 2 polls. It's like the coaches poll and the
AP poll,
AP poll, and we was number 1 in one of them, and they was number 1 in one of them. So it was like basically number 1 going against number 1. It was both number 1 and number 2 in both polls. So it was like the craziest game, bro. It went triple overtime, shot after shot, like back and forth. And then I think Buddy had turned the ball over like twice to end the game, and Frank had got a steal. And, that might have been the most memorable moment at Kansas behind that Final Four, for real.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Ray touched on something. Well, I'm gonna rewind a little bit. We're gonna go back to Trae Young. We speaking about Buddy Hield, but as far as yourself, with all the focus being done on one and done players, you spent 4 years in Kansas. Do that helped you or gave you an advantage going into the league?
For me, yeah. Personally, I think for me it helped, cause like everybody was saying like I could have came out my junior year and but when I like you could send in like your profile basically to GMs and stuff, and they send it back to your coaches and tell you like, oh, 2nd round drafted, not drafted, undrafted. So we did that after the junior year. And I really didn't like what the results that I had got back. So a lot of it was like undrafted. We don't know what position he is. Is he a 1? Can he play the point guard? Is he a 2? So I was like, the whole summer for me, it was like, all right, people don't think I can be a point guard. But my whole life I've been a point guard. I just didn't play the 1 because we had Frank. So me and Frank was just like we had 2 1s on the court, but he was the primary ball handler. But so that was my whole thing. So came back my senior year. I knew I was going to have the ball in my hand. So just trying to make plays, score the ball, shoot the ball, just do everything. I watched a lot of Damian Lillard when I was in college, still now. But, I just tried to mimic a lot of the stuff he do, especially in pick and rolls and stuff like that.
So it basically gave you a chance to mature physically and mentally.
Right.
The craft.
Yeah.
To lead you up to
for sure, definitely matured. I got a lot more. Our offense at Kansas got me so prepared for the NBA because it's just like pick and roll reads. Mm-hmm. And at Kansas, we ran pick and roll almost every play. Like it ended up in the pick and roll because we had one of the best big men in America with Udoka. So. He was a lob threat, and then we had guys around us who could shoot the ball. So it was like you're either gonna give up one or the other, and it was on me to make the read. So coach believed in me, and it definitely matured me for the league.
So that kind of segues into something that I wanted to ask you in general. So you played high level high school, high level prep, then high major. What was the biggest transition probably in each level that you saw? Like, because every level that you're at, they always say that, high major is a mini NBA. Or if you're playing high level prep, that's like a mini version of playing high major because there's a whole bunch of high level.
Yeah.
What was the
you saying what was the what?
What was the transition like? Like, what was the biggest jump from high major? Because, you playing on the biggest stage in the nation, in the country, and then you turn around and now you're doing really well with the best of the best, the top 350, 360 in the world. So what do you think allowed you to transition? What was the biggest jump you feel like you had to make, the biggest leap?
Coming into the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I think one, it's a lot. Like, we can talk about, like, food and dieting and balancing, like, you feel me, like, maturing, like you said. because you actually get a lot more free time when you're in the NBA. Like, but you gotta transition it to this being your job. So my first year, I was terrible at like my food, my diet. It was terrible, but I wasn't playing.
Yeah.
So I could do that. So I was playing every 10 games. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really paying attention to it. So I was just eating whatever. I'm still eating cookout. I'm still doing that. But this year, like game,
cookout,
baby. Huh?
I said that cookout, baby. You can't go wrong with that, baby.
Cookout, yeah, I know, but it ain't no good for you.
Yeah.
It ain't no good for you when you playing 82 games. So, like this year, I really had to lock in, and I had got me a chef to make sure I was eating right. You know, you transition. I think as far as basketball, the pace. You know what I'm saying? People think NBA looks slow compared to like college, because college you just run around real fast, but the pace that they play at and the change of speeds and definitely lifting. You know, I had to get adjusted to lifting before the games because I used to never do that. But we lift before the games, shoot before the games, like do a whole workout and stuff like that. So I think again, your body is way more rest, way more recovery. You know, actually using ice bags. I didn't know ice bags in college because you play 2-3 games a week or 2 games a week, and then we playing 4-5 games a week, going to 3 different cities. So I think travel and all of that, it's just a whole bunch of stuff that once you get to the big leagues, you don't really realize. Like you gotta start paying attention to the little things, like naps, like a nap. Like I started taking naps. I had to tell my mom, like, hey, yo, on game days, don't call me between 2 and 4 because I'm asleep. Like, you got to get that nap in. You just got to get a routine. Like, in college, you kind of living freely. You know you got a game on Thursday, you got class, you got this, you got that, but you got to start paying attention to more little details.
That's real.
Now,
That's real.
With that said, now everybody in the NBA, that highest level of basketball, everybody was great, or everybody was a stud during where they're from and from their city or whatever, wherever they from, everybody was a stud.
Yeah.
Anything from your point of view, is there anything that you see from the guys that are at a higher level? Anything that you see in as far as their discipline, their focus, their work ethic? You mentioned the eating habits and do certain things, but what makes the greats or the stars of? Can you see anything that makes the stars amongst stars?
Yeah. Well, some of them just God-given talent like that, but on top of that, work ethic is just crazy. Like even like Kemba, for example, like you can't get that shiftiness. That's just given. You know what I'm saying? When you see him in the gym and he practice, and then every day after the practice, he shots up. I got Marvin Williams, who took that with us. Like he used to make every time practice, call us young guns. He's like, hey, young guns, come on, y'all gotta come shoot. Y'all gotta come shoot. Like, get y'all shots up. Like, it don't matter if it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's like waking up, brushing your teeth. You gotta shoot every day. Like, so, I mean, he used to make us go lift. Like, hey, yo, y'all gotta go lift. You gotta do it. Like, this y'all job. Like, you gotta be ready. Like, cause I remember it was times I was just like, bro, I'm really over this whole, like, cause you go from, I was player of the year. You know, it's not an ego thing. It ain't no big ego.
It's a psychological thing.
I just want to play. Like, I want to play. I won't play. And so I was at a point where I'm like, bro, I'm coming in here and I don't want to see none of y'all. Like, so my guy called to me like, yo, like, your time gonna come. Like, I can see it. I see it in practice. Him and Kemba, them, like, they kind of took me under their wings, bro. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. Especially because they used to watch my GD and everything. So think that's the biggest thing for real.
So let's go to draft night, man. You know, for the questions, and you said tell your mom not to call you during 2 to 4. How was that for your family? Like being that you were able to be drafted.
Man, great. I actually didn't New York. I did it in Durham. Actually, it's funny because I did it at Duke. After we beat them in the Elite Eight, and so I kind of went to Duke and did it on their turf. I did it in like a little hotel with my family, my friends. It was like a little get together. But it was great, man. I remember hearing my name called. I was real nervous because my agent said he was gonna text me before, like my name was gonna get called. And he already told me like you're gonna go between 28 and 40, but he didn't tell me when. So I remember seeing 2 guys, Devonte Carter from West Virginia. I think he went right before me, and Jalen Brunson had went like 32, 33. I had got like. I was like, damn, man, I might not get drafted. Like, I was the next one. They called me. I was looking down at my phone, like, not even paying attention. I just remember hearing my name, and everybody started screaming. But, you know, we celebrated. It was great. Most nerve-wracking thing.
That was amazing.
So now, how was that? How was that transitioning to playing at the home state? Like you playing at the crib. Now you're not playing, in Raleigh, but you playing at the crib, and on top of that, you playing for the best dude to ever come out of North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Like you got like a double whammy. You got I'm from Raleigh, I'm playing in Charlotte, and I'm playing for the dude that's the best ever.
Let's just say the GOAT.
Oh, Ray don't agree. Look at Ray.
Yeah, we're not even gonna get on that.
We're not doing that tonight.
I'm listening.
We're not doing that tonight.
You Brian?
Who you?
I know you, Brian.
Hold on. Who you dictate? Come on now. Who you shoes used to wear now? High school now.
They ain't talking about shoes right now.
I'm playing around, but
I did used to wear Brian in high school.
There we go. Go.
I'm a Georgetown fan.
Hey, you gotta relax with the heat though. Go ahead and put the camera back. Relax with the heat though. Relax.
I'm sponsored by Jordan. He's the GOAT. Yeah, it's not even a question.
But
that's great. It's great, man. For real, like being able to be here. Like people always ask me, like, you like playing out here? You said you're from here. You wouldn't want to go nowhere else. Like I'm like, nah. Like this is perfect. Like I don't have no big posse that I'm always with, or like, you know what I'm saying. So I don't have too much. Like it ain't too much on my back. You know, my family and them, they call, they want tickets. It's cool. I'll try to figure it out for them, but I usually just tell them. I send them to my mom if they really need it, because I'll try not to pay too much attention. You know, I got to focus. Like, so I don't try to worry about too much going on, but I definitely love my mom and them drive up almost every weekend. You know, I still get some home cooked meals and get to see them and all that. So it'd be good, real good.
That's legit.
Playing for the GOAT. Is there any type of pressure that you not just you or you feel your teammates may feel playing for Jordan? Because you know we all know what he did. We already know his history.
Yeah.
Young or old, is there any type of pressure that you may feel playing for him?
Nah, not no more. At least not anymore. I remember when I first met him, and remember when he was first like the first game he had came to. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely nervous, but you know once you meet him a couple times, you get to talk to him, and you know we have like Hornets Christmas parties, and he's there, and we out playing Top Golf, and you know. You get you feel me? It's more of you get more personal connection with him, and not just, you know, him being Michael Jordan. I remember when I definitely first walked into the arena and was walking past him, I looked up and it was him for the first time. I was like, oh, man, he had touched my head, like my hair. Bro, he like, yo, Devonte, like, you gonna cut this off? I'm like, that's MJ. Boy just said my name. Like, it was crazy. I'm like, no, I'm not cutting my hair though. Like,
and that's a good thing to hear, because from the outside looking in, that's one thing that most people, as far as Charlotte, as far as Charlotte and what people see and what the media say, it's like a lot of pressure playing under Michael Jordan, even though he's the coach but the owner. It's just they're trying to push that agenda that there's a lot of pressure on the players to be able to play for him. So that's a good thing to hear.
Yeah, that's the case.
Nah, Sherm, it can't be too much pressure with all that heat I just saw on his feet. Can't be too much pressof he all right. He all right.
Hey,
like, I feel like he's sitting okay. Like, he's okay.
Speaking of heat, for me, you sponsored by Jordan now. What are your favorite your shoes to play in?
Retros. I like the 10s. Kemba had put me on the 10s. He played in the 10s all the time. They're actually real comfortable. I've been playing in – last year I played in Team Jordans, the 32s or the 34s because I got a weird foot. I wear size 13, 14. So certain shoes they don't really be too comfortable. And my feet skinny, so I be having to have certain insoles and stuff like that. But the 34s I played in this year, the Team Jordans, they was actually real comfortable for me. But retros, I got to go with the 10 or the 13.
I feel that. The 10s, I like playing in the 7s. But I know about the 10s, though. Them 10s feel good.
The 7s?
Yeah, I love the 7s.
Yeah.
They just got to – I feel you, though. The 10s is good, though, too. Even though they crease a little bit, but they still good. The 5s, though, the 5s are heavy.
5s are heavy.
5s are heavy.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Your first bucket ever in the league was a three-pointer against Philly. How did that make you feel, and do you ever remember your first bucket as a kid?
Oh, as a kid?
A kid. First time hooping.
It was on Ray. Tell the truth.
It was what?
It was on Ray. Tell the truth. It was on Ray.
Nah. My grandpa's had like, you know how you had like the mini goals that, you know, you little kid, you shooting on the mini goals. He had kind of taped it to the tree so I could like shoot higher. I just remember that's like my first memory of me playing that I remember. And Philly, that was my first ever NBA shot too. My first ever shot went in, tray ball. I remember catching it. Biz had tossed it back to me. And he was like, shoot it. I probably won't go shoot it. You know, it's my first time in the game. Just coming up from G League. I'm just trying to make sure, you feel me? I'm really looking for Kemba. Like, where Kemba at? Feel me? So, but then he told me to shoot it, so I just came off and shot it, and it was cash.
That's legit. That's really legit. How was it playing with a guy like Kemba? How was that?
Man, it was great, bro. Like I said earlier, maybe he get like his motivation, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching him. I learned so much just from watching him. How he played. I remember he had 60 against Philly. Like, just the way he moved, the way he finished. Like, I just watched him and from the bench up close and personal. You know, it's different when you watch film on somebody and they right there in person. And then they also, you know, mentoring you on the side too, in practice and stuff like that. And he a good guy. I'm actually staying at his house right now. Like,
oh, that's great.
Been staying at his house for like the last month. He's coolest dude ever, bro. Like, he in the bubble. He like, I'm like, hey yo, can I go swimming at your pool? He like, yeah. So I get here. I'm like, hey, can I rent your house? He like, bro, you ain't gotta rent it, bro. You can just. I haven't left yet. I really look.
Oh, that's bananas, bro. That's bananas.
Yeah.
Whole court, like crazy. Crazy.
That's love right there.
Yeah, that's big love.
Talking about the bubble, man. How does one game away from the Wizards? When you got the news that you guys weren't going in the bubble in the season that y'all was having, and y'all was on a streak. How did people in your team, like, how did the organization feel about it? Like,
we was pissed. We was definitely pissed. We was really mad how they did it though. Like, you can't, how you take 13 teams from one side and 5 teams from the other side. Like, we just didn't seem like it was fair. But I mean, it is what it is at this point. So, I mean, I don't want to say no crazy name, but
we understand.
Personally, I was mad because I was, I was having a good season, wanted to keep playing. We was on the roll. Feel me? We got a lot of young guys, and we had just started, kind of, really gelling and playing with each other the right way and stuff like that.
What's the locker room like when you guys are talking about that second bubble? Because we know it's not confirmed yet, but how are you guys like feeling about it? Like, are you looking forward to it or what?
I don't think we want to be honest. I don't see why. Like, if they're gonna do a second bubble, we all should be in one bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, it don't make sense to make a whole nother bubble. I don't think it's gonna happen, to be honest.
So now looking out on the outside in, we ask everybody this. We be having our own predictions and stuff like that. The teams that are in the bubble, who you got coming out the East and who you got coming out the West?
Got I got Giannis and the boys coming out the East, and then I'm gonna go with Bron. Go with Bron and the Lake Show, man. Out the West.
So out of those two teams, who you think win it all?
I just said big with the East. Since we in the East, I'm gonna go with them. It'd be nice to win them enough. Ain't gonna lie. Definitely grew up a Bron fan.
That's all right. That's your age showing. That's your age showing. That's all.
Yeah,
you gonna let it live.
Bron fan. They say he was the GOAT though.
I can respect that. I can respect that. Now, I'm gonna ask a question. We all know that everybody cannot be a professional athlete at that level as far as the NBA. But what advice can you give to any kids coming up who have dreams of one day playing professionally? It don't even have to be in the NBA. It could be overseas. It could be anywhere. Yeah. What advice can you give those kids coming up at an early age?
Yeah. My big thing is believe. Like, that's my little slogan I always be saying. I post it all the time. You gotta believe in yourself. You're gonna have people that's gonna tell you you can't do this, you can't do that, or you're too small, or they're gonna try to put a max on what you can do. And you just gotta see through it. You gotta believe that you can be whatever it is you want to be. Even if it's playing overseas. I tell a lot of people that now, like you still make good money overseas. Like, you don't have to be in the NBA. Like, if I wasn't in the NBA, I would definitely go and play overseas. It's a different experience, but yeah, man, my biggest thing is believe. You gotta outwork everybody, outwork your opponents. Is what my AAU coaches always tell us. Like, it's always somebody that's want to do the same thing. So, millions of people who want to play basketball, and millions of people who working to do that. So, you gotta keep working to be the best and believing in yourself.
Multiple coaches and players feel like you're supposed to win an MIP award. How does that make you feel to be in that, that category?
Man, it's great. It even working harder. I have been seeing, people be tagging me in it, and I'll be reposting it because I definitely want to win the award. I feel like, personally, I feel like I was definitely the most improved from the past year. But the guys that's in that category had tough years too. Like, can't downplay none of them guys. Some of them were all-stars. It's humbling, to see, your work from that you put in that last summer come out and it showed how hard you work. So, like I said, it make you want to keep working to get better. But hopefully, I win that. So.
Yeah.
When did you feel like you knew you belonged in the league? Like, I think you talked about being 4 years at Kansas, so you kind of had a steady grind. You've seen a lot of ups and downs in 4 years at Kansas. All that, but when was your moment in the league where you were like, nah, I can do this? Like, I'm out here. This is where I'm at.
Man, to be honest, it was in preseason. This preseason this year. Cause when you got like last year, you got a superstar Kemba. So like we doing everything is designed. We got Kemba. No matter at the end of the shot clock, get a Kemba ball. They coming, you know what I'm saying? We got somebody that's gonna go. He can get 40 on any given night. Like, and then this year we didn't have that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we all had to play collectively. So we going through preseason, but we all still got a mindset like, okay, well, where's Kemba? Like, but it ain't no Kemba. So I'm like, I have seen that in our first preseason game, I think, and then we actually went to Boston for a preseason game, and I remember telling like Miles and Bacon, I'm like, hey yo, like, we gonna have to be, them guys, like we gonna have to take them shots, we gonna have to take them last second shots, we gonna have to do this, we gonna have to do that. So I had kind of woke up like then and was like, I remember I had a good little preseason game. I'm like, bro, like I can do this. Like, I can. At my time, I'm thinking like I could be a real solid backup point guard. That's what I was doing. I was coming off the bench, so that's when it kind of had clicked for me. And then the first game of the season, I think I had like 25 or something like that. I don't know exactly, but had a real good game, and then it just kept going. Like every game was like boom, boom, boom. Then I had 35 one game. I'm like, oh man, like, oh yeah, I got it now.
Good. That's what's up. That's really good.
Yeah.
You scored your career high in Brooklyn too.
Yes, sir.
That was tough.
No, I think I had drunk some special juice or something. That MJ special juice.
There you go.
What is that?
But touching back to like you were saying, there is no, this season there wasn't no Kemba, and you guys had to look around. Being at the young core that y'all have, Miles Bridges, PJ is a rookie, Terry Rozier coming from Boston, you got Malik over there, and you got Bacon. Like that young core, like y'all looking solid. How does it feel to be with players like that? Then, like to play with them?
Yeah, it's fun, bro. Cause like. Our whole thing is like not running gun, but kind of running gun kind of style. Our coach like us to get to the rim, and he like us to shoot a lot of threes. So I think that kind of worked into our favor. We had to learn. I think our biggest thing was learning how to play more in the half court. Because we just thinking we young, we want to let's go run. So I think once we start to get that half court mentality and execution down pat, I think we'll be real good because we'll be able to do both. But those guys, man, it's real good. It's like being in college because we all young, we all want to be around each other, chilling and vibing. Some teams have guys where you might just see the guys at the gym because they go home, they got family, they got kids, so it ain't too much. But us, like I feel like we really do. We bond a lot off the court.
That's good to have. That builds a lot of chemistry too for the future for you guys.
Facts.
Bro. not too many people, of course, Kemba, and I'm glad you said something about OG Marv, especially him, because he's definitely an OG. But, you played – Tony Parker was on your team. Like, what was it like to be around him? Like, NBA champion, he played for the Spurs. Like, he knows what it takes. Like, being around him, what was like that? What was that like?
Like I said, bro, like, I'm a real observant person. So, like, I just used to watch what he used to do, like, and he was one of the people who made me start like getting treatment, you know what I'm saying, making sure I take care of my body, because he's 20 years in the league. So every day he wake up, he came to the gym, he was getting treatment, or like he's stretching, or like he making sure he's still lifting. Like when you see guys like Tony Parker, like you don't expect him to be going in every day lifting and doing stuff like that, but he just his big thing was like taking care of his body. Like he would get treatment for like 2 hours if he had to, like ice bath every day and stuff like that. I used to never put ice on my knees, my ankles. Like I couldn't do it. And he was just like, yo, like if you want to play in the league for more than 2-3 years, like you're gonna start doing this. So, and the way he used to finish and stuff too, his floaters. He the reason I've been working on my floaters so much. Like we actually call a certain style floater that we be doing like the TP, because he just was so good at it. Like so, just watching him and learning from him how he studied before the game, studied other opponents. Like it's really like you'd be mind blown. Like some of the stuff that these vets actually do and say, just watching. More than just coming and showing up for the game.
Any crazy rookie duties they had you do?
Nah, not. Hey, they wasn't too bad on that. Like they ain't do nothing crazy unless you feel me, like talk out of pocket or out of character. But I mean donuts. I had to go get like $160 worth of Chick-fil-A one day. Nuggets, sandwiches, fries, like I mean it wasn't no crazy. They ain't made me like carry big book bag and stuff like that. You be seeing guys doing popcorn in cars. They didn't do that. But that's because I won't talk crazy. Like I won't talk crazy. They asked me to do something, I do it. Like you gotta turn the showers on for everybody at the practice, stuff like that. Bring the towels in. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, then you good.
At all three levels, high school, college, and the NBA, who would you say is your favorite teammate? Favorite guy going to war with every day?
Oh man, high school, college. And those are picking three, or am I picking one?
Give me one in each level. Give me one in each level.
Each level. In high school, I'm gonna go with Donovan from Brewster. Donovan Mitchell. In college, that's tough. That's tough. I'm gonna have to go with my guy, Speed Mikhailuk, because me and him came in together, stayed off together. So me and him had the most. You feel me? We went to battle together the most out of anybody that I was there with. And then here, yeah, that's tough too. That's tough too. I'm gonna go with my boy D Bacon though.
Okay.
Bacon. People think D Bacon is not good because he ain't been playing and stuff like that, but Bacon's he a real soldier, man. He gonna be all right. I just tell people that, like, he gonna be okay. No matter, like we be saying overseas, here, like somebody he gonna play somewhere.
He's going crazy in the G League, so.
Right.
So
he a dog. He a dog.
Time coming. It's time coming.
He a dog.
What's the two? I got two things. It's all shoe related because I saw you with the Unions. I felt a little disrespected right then and there when I saw those because of that heat. Not in a bad way though. But so, what is the most exclusive pair in your closet? Like not designer because I ain't really stunting the designer stuff, but like that. Yeah, J's. And then what's the one shoe, like the first time you were in that? Because I'm sure you've seen a bunch of PEs and all that stuff where you were like, damn, like I gotta get that. Like I gotta have that.
The best shoe in the closet right now is the Dior ones.
Oh, it's crazy.
I just got the 4s too, the off-white 4s. That just came out. I think the one shoe that I had to get was the Space Jams though.
Okay.
The Space Jams I had to get. I had the Breads and I had the Concords, but I actually went and bought the Space Jams. Like I gotta get them. I need those right there just to put in the closet. I haven't worn haven't even worn.
Ooh, the Dior's. You got the lows or the highs?
I got the highs.
Sir.
The lows are tough though.
Yeah, that's bananas though.
I like the lows. You got some heat back there too though. What's that? That's a shoe. That's a little shoe climb right there. Ain't it?
I got, brother, I got a little bit.
I see.
I got a little bit. A little something here and there. A little something here and there.
Yes, sir.
Hey, don't let him tell you that, DT. Ain't no little something. He got some heat in there.
He got some heat over there.
I got a little off.
Hey, look, anybody, I flipped the camera real quick. He already knew the name of the shoes. That's crazy. Yeah. I personally don't even be knowing the name of it. So I already know that's straight sneakerhead right there. Off real.
Yeah. I got a little off-white, man. I got the only thing that I probably got that you probably seen for real, I got the off-white Chicago ones. So people always go crazy when I bring them out.
Oh, yeah. You can't even wear them too much. You got to just put them on ice, and then in about 2-3 years, you can sell them for about.
Yeah. Like this, I'm going to let this sit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to let that sit.
Yeah.
People go crazy with that one. Everything else is kind of just normal. Everything else is normal. That's all.
I want to tell you a funny background story that you don't know about that senior year before we played y'all. Yeah, before your senior night. So
whatever.
So your senior night, it's the first time I'm telling you this too. I waited for a minute to tell you this. So we played y'all. You know what I'm saying? What happened? You fouled out. Nobody, like, I'm gonna say that you fouled out. That was one of the reasons, that's the reason why we want Eric at the game winner. Eric was hyped. He was talking so much junk. We had to play in low. I don't know who y'all played in the first round, and then we met y'all.
Apex.
Y'all played. No, I'm talking about first round of conference.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we played in low. I remember it was a home game, but we had to play y'all. It was on a Wednesday. It was on a Wednesday. The whole time we in practice, I'm trying to tell Eric, I'm like, look, man, please be ready, like, cause like we just beat him on his senior night, like he's not gonna take it easy, like we gotta be ready. He like, I ain't got nothing to worry about. Like I just did this, I just did that. I'm like, all right, like we gonna see. We're going to see.
Yeah.
So then, like, the scouting report, like, Coach Cooley, rest in peace. Coach Cooley was like, all right, we're going to switch, interchange, have this guy on him, have this guy on him. Eric was like, no, I want him. So I'm like, here we go. Here we go. And I'll never forget, we in that game. Eric went 1 for 7. That's my boy, though. Eric, my boy. Eric went, like, 1 for 17. And Logan missed the dunk. And then when you missed the dunk, I remember you dunked on somebody and got a 3-point play. And I looked up, the scoreboard, we was down by 5. The next time I looked up at the scoreboard, we was down by 50. I was like, on.
Y'all got 50 balls?
Yeah, it was because they other guy he had made it personal.
He made Eric.
It really wasn't even that personal. I don't know why he was wanting to come at me like that, but he lost the battle. That's all I know.
Well, we lost by 29, but that's garbage points. We were down by 50. in the third quarter, we was down by 50.
Game. That's wild.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy, though. Anybody else that got something to say? Everybody good?
Nah, man, just good luck to you, man. Hoop State rooting for you guys, like Brandon Ingram, Bam, y'all making us proud. Obviously, John, Steph, and way more guys. But it's always good to see guys from NC make it and do well. So,
yes, sir. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. No doubt.
Yeah, definitely get love. You got a great story, man. Wish you nothing but success. My youngest son told me you was one of his favorite players, so you definitely got the young guys.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate that for sure.
You definitely got the young ones out there watching you, man. Nothing but success, man. Nothing,
yes,
man.
And as a true Hornets fan, man, I'm just glad you gave me a little bit of hope, baby. That's
hey,
hope, man.
Hey, gotta believe.
You gave me some hope, man.
It's gonna turn around. It's gonna turn around.
Yeah, I'm not worried, man. It was just cool though to see that, because I was definitely wondering. I was like, dang, bro, Kemba's gone.
Yeah.
We're about to struggle a little bit, but it's good to see that we got some young talent. You from the Hoop State, so man, best of luck to you. I know you're gonna do well. So
yes, sir.
That's Charlotte right there.
Yeah, you see him?
Happy belated.
So appreciate it.
But nah, though, talking about the hope, and I will end it off after this, talking about the hope. Man, I was telling people from the jump, man, like, DT there, like, it's going to be all right. And I got that young core. Terry Rozier, too, that was a good pickup, too, from the Celtics. Yeah. So, of course, like, it's did some things, and you did your thing this year, man. It was good to see you play in L.A. for my first game to go to in the Staples Centers. It was great to see that, and it was love. And I also followed you when you went to play Sacramento and the Warriors. I think you didn't get to play against Steph because Steph got hurt before y'all played them, if I'm not mistaken. But it was good to see you play in L.A., man, and you already know what it is over here. Like, much love, respect to you always, man. And I hope you get that award. I hope you get that award for real, man. From 4 points to 18 points. Top 4 in assists, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Got to be. It got to be. Got to get it.
That's crazy, bro, man. Yeah. I appreciate you, man. Real talk, be safe. Hold it down. Hope everything be all right with your family, too. And I just appreciate you coming on here. For real, much love.
No doubt. I appreciate y'all, man. For real. Yeah. Wish y'all well. Y'all stay safe, too.
You too, man.
All right, bro.
All right, Brody.
All right, Ray.
And that's all for today. It's another great segment. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend what it is and what it ain't. If you don't like what I got to say, join the debate. Copy.